recently we have been experiencing a little bit more days on market. And this is something that has kind of caught us off guard, I guess, because we got so used to the norm, what was going on, how that looked. It was pretty much house went on the market, regardless of how it was priced, it would go under contract pretty quickly. That has all changed a little bit. And now I want to sit down and talk to buyers and sellers. So we're going to jump back and forth from both perspectives. We're going to talk about why homes maybe are sitting on the market. We're going to talk about the opportunities that lie for buyers, as this is one of the number one tricks that I use to get you under contract when you're purchasing a home is, look a little bit outside the box and bring it home. So we're going to talk about all that and more today. If you don't know, my name's Jeremy Kane with eXp Realty, living in the Denver suburbs over on the YouTube. Definitely want to bring this one home because there's opportunity for buyers and a little bit of lost opportunity for sellers. So I hope this message finds you well. And if you wouldn't mind, like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. Engagement is so great for me to, understand exactly what to bring you, the content that I put together for you, to help you understand what's going on in the market. Across Denver and the Front Range, I sell homes from Castle Rock all the way to the Wyoming border here in Colorado, and I would be happy to connect you to a realtor anywhere globally within my group at the Wolfpack at eXp. And so let's get into this. Let's talk about this first from a seller's perspective. There's typically 3 reasons why a home is on the market for an extended period of time. Your agent should know kind of the average days on market, what's kind of going on. We got down to like 3, 4, 5, 6 at times during the pandemic. Now we're 20 to 30 to 40 depending on your neighborhood. And it's important not to just look at the Denver market, total all 11 counties days on market. That's a decent gauge, but as I go to these classes and I talk to people that really look at the stats, it is really hyper local, and real estate is hyper local, and that's what we need to focus on. Know kind of the average days on market, know what's going on, and then you can make that pricing strategy. I have a ton of videos on how I price homes and how I've been so successful getting multiple offers, but not too many, getting above ask and all of those things. That's not what this video is about. But if we're looking at it from the seller's side, 3 things that really make it. First and foremost, and probably most likely, is it is priced too high. Now, I do want to caution you to not speed out there and drop the price right away before, looking at the whole picture. Because the second reason is because homes are sometimes unique. For instance, I had a home that was priced pretty well, and it had an exterior entrance, and the basement was perfect for an ADU or whatever. And so the income of that property was great. However, the upper area was fairly small, 2-bed, 1-bath, but it allowed for kind of that additional income. It also was on a lot that was zoned R2, so you could have 2 dwellings on it. So a really cool property. And it just required the right person to come along. Right? In fact, we went under contract with an investor. That investor bailed. And then there was a perfect fit, a mother who had an older daughter who can live in the basement, have that exterior access, still share the kitchen, right? And it's going to work out perfectly for them. So it went right back under contract. And so that home, the days on market for that one was 30 days, right? It was updated. Everything was new. The landscaping was pristine. The lot was cool. It was an income opportunity. It was just a little bit different, right? Because people in that area might've been looking for a 4-bedroom. One of the bedrooms had a door in it. Not ideal for those teenagers, as we know. And so that's kind of how we the lay of the land was there. It was a unique property. We needed a unique buyer, and we found that fit eventually after being on the market for 30 days. Less a couple days under contract before we went back on. So that unique buyer is super important. The other reason would be a complete lack of marketing, right? And I would be remiss to tell you that most of the homes I have sold through the MLS, right? That is first and foremost right now how it is. If the property is put in the MLS, it is presented to a large network of real estate agents who have pre-qualified buyers who are out there looking. who get plugged into those searches. How you present it in the MLS is absolutely key, because how it is input into the MLS is how it's broadcasted to all of those favorite sites of everyone. My website, jeremykanehomes.com, is by far the best search one. But, the other ones, Zillow, Redfin, whatever, the simulcast comes, or the syndication comes from how it is entered into the MLS. So the photos, the videos, the open houses, all of the things that you're doing to market the property can be put into the MLS, and that's how they get marketed everywhere. Then we add on, video and presentation and staging and all of the things that, I like to use. Definitely staging is one of kind of my secrets and something I include in a lot of my listings. And so when that is included, the property is presented really well and typically goes under contract pretty quickly. And so its price is number one. It's, uniqueness and finding that perfect buyer. If it's not the cookie cutter 3-bed, 2-bath, suburban home, whatever that looks like. And then the marketing. So that's kind of what I do. I use a lot of video marketing. To say that one of my videos has sold a property, I don't know. I would say at least one of them. I had a super unique one, and I got another unique one that just is coming on the market tonight. Check that one out up in Conifer. But as we move forward here, those are kind of the things. And if you step back and you look at it, the communication is key. I had a conversation with somebody yesterday. I said, here's the deal. This is kind of what I see. Make sure you're communicating with your agent, and make sure that you are, have that open dialogue, right? Let's know what the feedback is. Let's talk about this. Let's be realistic on the price. And as a seller, don't be super aggressive about the price. This is what my home's worth. This is what it is. Step back. Maybe you're not the expert, and take all of the data in. Not to say that you have to sell it for less than you think it's worth, but take that data in perspective. Understand that a real estate professional can help do that. And a lot of times, if you price the home properly, it will go under contract. Whether, it's best to price it right out of the gate. But if maybe you wanted to try it and see, definitely getting it in within the ballpark, within that professional guidelines, is really, really important. Okay, so let's flip the script, right? Okay, this house has been on the market longer than opening weekend, right? What's wrong with it? Think about the 3 things I just mentioned above and look at that. The truth is, there's probably nothing wrong with the property if you, as the home buyer, cannot walk into it and see or feel or smell something that's wrong with it, right? A lot of that is very, top of funnel, so to speak. You're going to know if there's something wrong with the property. You are absolutely going to feel it. So what's that tell me? It's, it's very much just a surface level thing. What's wrong with this property? It's been on for 10 days or 100 days or 200 days. Okay. If you cannot stand there, walk the property, and get a feeling as a home buyer, not as a real estate agent, why it's something's wrong with it, neither have the other people, right? Now, it's a different story if the home did go under contract. Maybe you can get some information on that. A lot of times the listing agents do not have inspection reports. A lot of times, especially in Colorado, the agents will say, oh yeah, it's an inspection item, never do an objection, never do anything about it. It's just a way out of the contract, unfortunately, for buyers here in Colorado. So what we have now is we step back and we're like, okay, there's nothing wrong with it that we can see initially. Then it's okay. Is it a little bit higher priced? Massive opportunity for buyers right now. If a home is on the market after opening weekend, at least in Denver, maybe, after 2 weekends in other areas and other markets. But if the home's on the market for after opening weekend, that's the time I'm like, let's go. Let's get our buyers in. Let's get some of the, less appreciated mortgage opportunities, FHA, VA. Don't even get me started on that. Fun fact, the cash spends the same on closing day to the seller if it's a VA loan, an FHA loan, a down payment assistance loan, a USDA loan, conventional or cash. But we all know that FHA, VA sometimes get kicked to the bottom of the barrel unfairly. So if you are that buyer, and what I do is I set up my searches, I say, okay, we're going to go 15,000 over what your, top desired price is, right? And I tell them, I say, let's not look at anything 615 to 600. If they're, 600 is kind of where they want to be. Let's not look at anything above 600 until after opening weekend. If something's on above 600, maybe even up to 625 after opening weekend, the further you get away from opening weekend, the better. Let's go look at it, because instead of waiting for them to drop it into our price point and having that competition, if we get in there after, say Wednesday, after it was listed the previous Thursday, went through a whole weekend, we get in there on Wednesday, we say, okay, yeah, this is a great property. It was just a little bit higher priced or needs a little work or whatever. And we can make that offer and get that property at that lower price before they lower it themselves. And so we are going to focus in on that as opportunity for the buyer. Instead of saying, what is wrong with this property? Let's make it an opportunity, right? Let's take advantage of the fact that they didn't take professional pictures. Let's take advantage that there's not a lot of marketing out there. Let's take advantage that they, mislisted it in the MLS based on square footage or the garage or the bedrooms or whatever. Let's go in and make an offer. Because at the end of the day, if the house fits your needs and it's where it's at, you can offer whatever you want on it. Now, I don't say go in looking at $700,000 houses when you're approved for 600, but this is a way that you can take advantage of the market, get ahead, and get into the home, for a fair price before the competition, before it's lowered into that realm. So certainly not something we like to do opening weekend, because the sellers are going to be a little bit more, we want full price, we want this, it's just the opening weekend. But after that opening weekend, they start to ask the questions in their head, and that is an opportunity for the buyer. And on the seller side, the reason that pricing the property correctly is of utmost importance. So just wanted to bring that to you, because these are some conversations I've been having with my clients lately. On the buyer side, what's wrong with the house? On the seller side, why isn't my home selling? The truth is, know the market, know that it's not 2021 anymore, and know that things are a little bit different, right? Even than maybe the news is reporting. But ultimately, that's where we want to focus in. If you are thinking about getting into the market, I would love to strategize with you on how to make this work. So please book a call with me in the calendar link below. But otherwise, like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one, and I hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.